Buenas noches. Buenas noches. Where's the energy in the room? We're celebrating tonight. Let me hear you. I don't know about you, but I was watching that video of the history of this organization, and particularly how tenacious Joyce was in her interview. And if you weren't inspired by that tonight, I don't know what would trigger you, but I got to tell you, as a father of young women, I have 3 daughters who I could only hope that after tonight I can introduce them to Joyce and her story. Because if it isn't inspiring to see a Latina woman rise up and fight for her community, fight for what she believes in, make history and change the world in the process, then I don't know what would inspire you. But ladies and gentlemen, Joyce Rivera, thank you. I am truly proud to be here tonight, and I want to thank Joyce and her board and the entire St. Anne's Corner team for inviting us at Montefiore to be a part of this. As healthcare partners, we understand that we need to work really hard and continue to make change in the Bronx. There is a lot of discrepancies in what is real health outcomes versus what is said about us in our rankings. The reality is that there has been great improvement in many areas. But I know that Montefiore could not be proud of the work that we do if not for recognizing the impact of community-based organizations that are on the front lines doing God's work day in and day out. And for that, everyone in the St. Anne's Corner family deserves a tremendous round of applause. I have the honor of introducing the next honoree, someone who I have had a chance to work with very, very closely. Frankie Miranda, and as president and CEO of the Hispanic Federation, Frankie and I started working together before he took on that role. So let's give a quick shout out to Jose Calderon, his predecessor, who's here tonight. For those of you unfamiliar, the Hispanic Federation is the premier leading Latino organization in the country. 350 member agencies, Latino-run organizations, nonprofit organizations throughout the United States and the territories. They have done incredible work for the exact same amount of time as St. Anne's Corner. They were both founded in 1990. I don't know what was in the water that year, but amazing things happened. And we have seen the world change because of their efforts. Frankie took over the organization at a perilous time. He became CEO and president, and all of a sudden, COVID hit us. But in that time, what have they accomplished? The largest Latino COVID relief effort in the entire country was run and led by Frankie and the Hispanic Federation, working in 40 states and the territories. When Hurricane Maria devastated Puerto Rico, the Hispanic Federation said presente. The work that they have done, not just in advocacy, but what they've done with fundraising, the largest humanitarian relief effort for Puerto Rico, raising over $45 million in private donations for the island. But more importantly, for those of you who've done this work, it's not raising the money that's the hard part, it's spending it the right way. And that is what Frankie has accomplished with the Hispanic Federation for the island of Puerto Rico. Let's give them a round of applause for that. And that's just, those are 2 highlights, but you will find Frankie in the halls of the White House, in the halls of Congress. You'll find them in the state legislature. You'll find them in City Hall. You will find them at galas like tonight, or you will find them in the community at local events. Frankie and the organization truly, truly have been a leading voice for Latinos across this country, fighting immigration reform, fighting for the rights of those of us in colonized territories, fighting for those that are marginalized and forgotten, and fighting for health care, making sure that as an institution they are supporting the continued growth of organizations like St. Anne's Corner. Ladies and gentlemen, this award could not be more appropriately named as the Grace Award for someone whose graceful character, his nature, his smile, his perseverance, his intelligence, his eloquence, and as a standing example of the very best of the Latinx community. He made history also as the first LGBTQ president of the Hispanic Federation.